Hello and welcome to another episode of Postcast, a Pevensey and Pevensey Bay podcast. If this is the first time that you're listening, or if you need a quick refresher on what this podcast is, just think of it like your local community notice board, but just for your ears. In this week's episode, I join the lovely people at the Pevensey Bay Model Railway Club at the Ethelwood Centre to see their wonderful models. Oh wow, that is so impressive. No, but just seeing... No, it's fine, but seeing it all together anyway, with all the details like the cars, the tracks, it's amazing. And if I wasn't pointed out to those little deer that's in the forest somewhere over there, I wouldn't have noticed them. I wouldn't have noticed them.
Once we got a spotlight on them,
No, I believe you're the mastermind behind it. Or at least that's what I've been told. I've been told that you are.
I do scenery and bits. I don't have much to do with the rest of it. That's all. It's what I do. I've got a layout indoors with it, no track on it at all. It's just a scenery bit.
I suppose doing the scenery must be quite difficult though, right? Or is it?
No.
Is it not?
It's fairly easy, isn't it?
yeah, it's not too bad.
Once you think about it.
You've got to put little things in little places so it makes it interesting for younger people to see it. Older people can always pick holes in it, but younger kids want to see it, So eventually you'll have that tree there's got a little girl on it on a swing. So that will be swinging to and fro.
Oh yeah, I can see where that would go actually on that little branch that jumps out.
She is there. You have to look at it the other side.
This one's got a tree house in.
Tree house in.
Oh yeah. It's like a blown up version of Where's Wally, isn't it? Just pointing out all the little details.
Yeah.
Like.
Oh yeah. And here we will have a small railway. Kids' railway.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
What we try to do is make it more realistic than just a model railway.
Tells a story.
Yeah.
Tells a story.
Cheers,
thank you very much.
Definitely, you get that vibe of like storytelling through this.
I mean, got to tell the people that Michael Pontillo's there somewhere. So you're going to go and find him. And he's on there. This is a PC. And there's 3 railway children. They're there.
So this is based on
nowhere.
No, so it's not based on...
Based in here.
They're based on the imagination.
Yeah.
Because I saw on the website that there were models that were done on Pevensey Bay Beach. And that sort of
they're not here tonight.
thing. Yeah.
What we started off with was the row of shops along the back.
I cannot put into words how beautiful this model really is with all its little minute details. But don't just let me tell you.
But when you go to a place, that you get a little sticky. Right.
Oh, look at that!
Best layout in show.
And they have a little, like, trophy type thing.
Yeah, they give you one wherever you go.
Oh, that is lovely.
And this finished up in a magazine.
After looking at some of the amazing knickknacks and trophies won by the club, I proceeded to look back at the model where I noticed more details that I hadn't noticed the first time round.
You haven't got any bells in the church yet?
I did notice the wedding going on over there.
Yeah, of course.
Sound of cows inside.
Oh, brilliant!
Kicking the sides and that.
Where's the cows?
That is something though, like how this can attract people of multiple ages, like what like you guys have discussed.
Yeah.
Like, you've got the little kids who look at the details and can make games out of it, but then you've got... It is just so beautiful.
We've got a few things to do here to bring this together. First time they've been together for quite some time, haven't they?
And you can tell that it's built by love. Like, you can tell that instantly. It is built.
Here we are.
Well, so you should be. So you should be. It's very impressive. The little shops and...
Yeah. And you've got the things underneath, the welders.
Yeah.
The club.
The little people that are doing the the light.
All the building and
Yeah.
things, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the Vespa Club.
How brilliant.
Put a few more things on here when it's in a show.
Mm.
All these light up inside.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, all
How was this?
these light up.
Oh, how
Station
brilliant.
lights and everything. Yeah.
You noticed a couple walking their dogs.
Oh, no, look at that. I mean, she looks like she's about to fall over. And the little sheep that have jumped over the hedge and gone onto the road.
The dog's trying to get her back.
Oh yeah, of course, there's a dog there as well, isn't there? And honestly, I could honestly just spend hours, and then I'd still find something new.
Yeah.
Like you'd find.
When you leave, won't you?
It's not just these club meetings where they get to show off these models. They also have exhibits too. Yeah, I know that there are obviously the exhibits that you guys go to. Are they usually like really big? Do a lot of people come to them?
Yeah. 200 or 300 people turn up.
Oh wow! No, honestly, the love for this, you can just tell it resonates from the model, and anyone can come along to, like here,
To a club night.
today, to a club
okay.
night, and it's every Monday at the Ethelwood Centre.
7 o'clock.
I then looked to the right of me to where I could see that they were testing a train on their little test track. Look at that, you got a train going. There's an actual train going. It does.
One that's supposed to be going. Can't find the
The controller, yeah.
Apparently Roger's got it. One? No, who's got the club one?
This definitely does just remind me of like childhood and just playing with like the Hornby sets and that sort of thing. I mean, I say childhood, I know I'm still young, but you know what I mean.
I remember going up in the loft with my dad and it going all the way around the loft. It went for this size, which is double overhead.
I suppose.
And what Morris is trying to do is put a chip in a tray to make it decent simple.
Ah, okay, so you can convert between the two.
Well, he's trying to. He's not
Trying to.
Hasn't managed it yet. John's very good, so he's asking John because he wants to put lights on as well. And he's also in the process of building a church. This is for his own layout. He wants to put church bell towers in.
You know what, that I find just as interesting as looking at the finished models, like the ones that are like the ones that are being made or the ones that are like half made. It's nice to get that little behind the scenes of like seeing what happened.
Oh, look, see, they've got their castle on now.
Yeah.
I think Les did the castle.
As I said to them, I could literally just spend hours looking at that one model.
Just admiring your church.
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, it's going round.
That's good.
I then proceeded to get a definition of more of the technical words from the club's secretary, Lisa. So, the difference between the the O... What was the thing that you were saying? The
That's
O...
a double O.
Double O. Is it the size of the track?
Yeah, and then these are in a much smaller track.
Ah, okay.
And then you've got O, which are really big.
Yeah.
Everything's all in proportion. So if you had an end gauge, it would be much narrower wheels, but everything would be smaller.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
proportion.
Yeah.
So if you had an N-gauge version of me, I'd be perfectly formed. But if there was an O-gauge version of me, I'd be twice as high and twice as big.
And there is something called a Z gauge, which is
Oh
silly.
God, yeah.
Me and Lisa then proceeded to talk about the uneven gender gap in the group. I noticed how there was how it's very sort of male dominated, because it always sort of been that way, or has it?
I don't think most women are interested.
Do you not?
There are women that do all of that.
Yeah.
I got into it because my dad had his own layout, and when he passed away, I was trying to sell them, so I joined the club. But because it's such a nice bunch of people, I've ended up staying. I say November, I got nominated as secretary. So.
We then proceeded to turn our attention back to the model, where we saw even more little details. I also learnt about the effort that goes into making the scenery. It is just so impressive, because I've seen things like this on TV before, when they do highlight the models, but you don't get that sense when you're watching it.
How they do it.
Or even just the details, but being there in person, you can look at it. You can look at the little sheep, for example, over here, which are escaping, or look at the...
And the funeral.
Yeah, the little funeral.
For the wedding.
I did not notice that there was a funeral. That is brilliant. Yeah. Again, I could just sit here for hours and just still find new things about it, and still enjoy it like the first time that I saw it, which was only a couple of minutes ago.
Richard, when did you start this extension?
Not long ago.
Only about 4 months, 5 months?
Wow.
Yeah. And then started after that.
And it was just a basic.
Nearly bare there, wasn't it?
Yeah, so basically it's been less than 6 months to get this far.
Wow. That was very quick progress.
So they do actually make it look really easy when
Yeah,
they're doing it.
yeah.
You know how they build up all the different layers and stuff.
What is it that is actually building up those different layers? Is it foam? Is it...
Richard's one at home he builds with foam. This is mainly paper mache or glue.
Oh, okay.
And then you can actually buy something like the grass to put on top of it. And then this is plaster Paris. You know when you get broken arms?
Yeah.
That's what they've used for there.
Oh, wow,
And
okay.
the stones are from the garden. Well, when they were doing this slope, it was folding bits of newspaper and kind of built it up as they went.
Oh, wow.
And glued it down. I mean, that's what I said, when you're watching, it's absolutely fascinating how they did it.
And you get this sense, as I was saying earlier, you get this sense without the train going round.
Yeah.
So I can imagine how impressive it is with the train going round.
With all the sounds.
With all the sounds, yeah. Because I was being told that earlier, actually, about how Hornby have come out with this new sounds
Yeah.
chip.
Oh, that's what John was.
Yeah, that's what
talking
John was
about.
talking
He
to
bought it
me
in,
about.
Not last week, the week before.
And I think that's very impressive, how they've got the sounds of Flying Scotsman and that sort of those trains, and you can put them into your little model railway.
The lake's taken quite a long time because I think it's put about 4 different 300ml bottles, so it's actually quite deep.
It looks like resin.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like resin.
But Richard was we had to wait until it was warm enough because it wasn't going to dry otherwise, but I mean it's pretty soft now. I think it's going to do a bit more on it.
That is impressive though, how much it does look like water, and it has that sort of sheen to
Painted
it.
the bottom and then added colour into the resin. He thought he'd gone too green actually when I saw him last week. You've got swimmers as well, haven't you? Richard? I think we've got some canoeists and swimmers to go on the lake as well.
Just noticed the little lollipop lady getting the kids across the road. Stop it, Dan. You're gonna literally be here for hours just looking at this model. I was then shown one of the locomotives that was supposed to be going around the model.
One of the trains that run around it.
Oh!
difference to what's running on that one.
I can see what you mean about the smaller proportions. That's a beautiful train as well. I was then shown pictures of one of the other members' models that they have at their home.
I'm American, so mine's all American.
Yeah.
Big engines. But the same size. It's a shame.
Oh, wow.
I think, yeah, that way.
Oh, wow. That is really cool.
And that's...
That's this one, yeah. Oh, wow. Wow.
Did you do it really young?
I didn't in the end. You can see the little teepees.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, brilliant.
Mine the other end. There's little carts that come out.
Oh, look
Feel
at
free to
that. Oh, that is brilliant. That is brilliant. I then chatted to John, the club's chairman, about the history of the model, the realities of the hobby, and a little bit of important safety advice.
It was, we had it in the railway model 2 years ago, and it was a centre page. They did a really good job of it, and what it was someone was emigrating down to New Zealand, and I think it was either, I don't know if the husband died and the women were moving out there or something like that, and they wanted the layout to go to a model railway club. So we took it on board, and it was just like 1.5 of the board set. So we set to, or they set to altering it to make it a bit more bigger than what it was, and also make it so it could be taken to an exhibition. So the two layouts there of what was shown 2 years ago at our exhibition, and what they've done this year is they've done an extension, and that's, so hopefully that will be in next year's exhibition. It's too late for this year, but definitely in next year's exhibition. And it's come along great. And what we've done is sent them a photograph of it to New Zealand to tell them what's happened to their layout, and they're really pleased that we've involved it. But we had a guy just, I suppose, about 3 or 4 months into lockdown. We all had to be separated, and we had it all set up, and he took loads of photos with the trains all going, and it was really, really good. And of course, it's been at shows. It was best in show at our show, but that was voted by the people, not us. And it's been at several shows. They've had invites, but some have been too far away. Going down to Somerset, it's a bit of a long old haul. But I think it's been about 3 or 4 exhibitions. But yeah, it's good. And the Double O Boys, they've had theirs.
Double O Boys?
Yeah.
I love that.
They've had theirs at exhibitions, and from day one we had a plan of what we wanted, and then they put the track on a board, and then another board, and another board, and it's ended up like an L shape now, and the canopy, all the fencing was all handmade. Double O is a bit easier to handle. N-Gauge is a little bit small. We tend to buy or use a 3D printer to make things, but this time we're using different track last time we used Pico. This is the Japanese track which we're using on that one. As you can see, it's already got ballast and all the wiring inside it, which makes a life bit easier. And then we did have a guy that had Z-Gauge in a suitcase, and that's really, really small. but unfortunately he's not with us. And another one that did have Z gauge, he's retired under ill health, but we still got his layout, so we can show what a Z gauge looks like. And then we've also got O gauge, but you haven't got the room here, so they do it away from here, and so that is similar to, you're getting to the Garden Railway. Big ones. It's good. It's good. There's lots of gauges. It all depends what size room you've got.
And here I was thinking that model railways was just, you get the horn beacon, you put it together, bish bash bosh, watch it go around.
If you notice that nothing's on the floor, there's no carpet, because that is what the magnet picks up, all the fluff and all the dust, and that's what ruins the locos. So you see people saying, "Oh, come on, son, let's have a train set and put it on the carpet." Worst thing you could do, it's got to go on a board or something that it's not going to pick any dust up, and otherwise you end up having to service them. And using oil to oil it all, and also you pick out the fluff that they've got, because it's magnets. And
I had no idea about that with the carpets though.
Oh yeah, don't put it on a carpet.
Pro tip.
Yeah, it's got to be on a board, and you can see the smallest board is like that one over there. It's 8x4. N gauge you can use actually 6x3 to get the curvature, the circle, or you can have end to end, and that's two. You could have a 4x1 foot. So the magazines will tell you what sizes to whet your appetite, what you would like and what you want to do. We had a lady come along here, she was interested in scenery, just the painting and the scenery, so, it's bits for everyone. There's, I mainly do the electronic side of it. It's trying to keep them all to use the same colour wiring, so that if someone goes from that layout to that layout, they know what the wiring is. And the worst thing you can have is different colour wiring, and then asking someone to help you, and they don't know what you're doing. Before the lockdown, I was running workshops here, and I'd like to get back into it now. We're all getting back to normal, and my hot subject was safety, because there's a lot of amps. You take each loco as 1 or 2 amps, and people touch the track, like over there, they lean on it, and the thing is, it only takes 100 milliamps to give you a heart attack. So I normally have a piece of lead like this, and I take the fuse out, put the cover on, and I say to him, "Do you want to touch the wires?" I'll take the fuse out, look, I'll plug it in. "Do you want to touch the wires?" "No." "Why? You touch them. You touch them track." That's exactly positive and negative. Same as what that is. But you're willing to put your hand on there or lean on it. What's the difference?
You may now leave the train, as this is our final stop. I hope that you have enjoyed listening to this week's episode, and I would of course like to thank the Pevensey Bay Model Railway Club for having me at one of their club events. I would also like to thank the ongoing support from the Parish Council. Without them, this podcast that you are listening to would not be possible. And, of course, I would like to thank you, my dear listener, if you are in fact still listening. I have been Dan Middleton, and you have been listening to Postcast.